Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. 3 words to describe how I'm feeling: disappointment, sadness and anger. And especially when you're opening Gazzetta dello Sport and they are writing Ciao Juve, fuori da tutto. Goodbye Juventus, out of everything. They are correct, it's the truth. On the field, the season is over for Juventus. The most positive between you will tell me, Beppe, it's not true. We still have 3 games to play in Serie A. Empoli, Milan, Udinese. And remaining in top 4, possibly top 2. Well, guys, it's not true. The season on the field of Juventus is officially over with the defeat yesterday in Sevilla, with that elimination. Why? Because from now on until the next few weeks, there will still be a battle, but not on the field. It will not be Locatelli, Rabiot, Vlahovic, Allegri that will fight the battle. It will be our management, starting on Monday the 22nd, where we will know how many points we will lose. The results of Empoli, Milan and Udinese will not be that important, because on the 22nd we will understand how many they will deduct us. To be out of Champions League, being out of European competition will be difficult for Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, but you never know, and maybe they are taking us away 25 points. Then there is the salary maneuver trial. And then the most important thing, if we are speaking about on the field, is we have to wait the reaction of UEFA. What will UEFA do? Banning us, even with 1 point deduction, out of European competition, yes or no? This is the battle. This is what we have to wait as answers, not the results of Empoli, Milan or Udinese. Anyway, guys, you will have a big question now, and I understand it, and I'm asking myself the same question since this morning. How do we restart? Because when you're receiving slaps in the face, and that's what we are receiving since the last 2 seasons, on and off the field, you have 2 solutions. Or you accept the slaps, you turn your back, you leave, and you never show up, or you decide to fight. You decide to pick your weapons and to fight. But of course, you need to decide which weapon you are taking, which weapon you pick up and you decide to fight with. Because if you're choosing the wrong weapons, you will not win that fight. You will try, but you will not win. Ragazzi, at the end of the video, I tell you in order how we have to restart, step by step. But first, I need to understand what we have to avoid. The mistakes that we can't see. What we saw in the last 210 minutes of Juve, Sevilla, Sevilla, Juve are enough. I didn't need to analyze all the season. These minutes, 210, are enough because they are the mirror of this season. And just analyzing the 2 games, we will be able to understand what we have to avoid and how the season went for Juve and what went wrong. Let's start with the home game, going back to Torino last week on Thursday, when the initial lineup is bad from Max Allegri. Because if you decide to go back to a 4-man defense with Bonucci, with Alexandro, you are doing a mistake. If you decide to start Miretti in one of the most important games of your last 2 seasons, you are doing a mistake. Not because I don't like Miretti, I don't like Bonucci, I don't like Alexandro, but because on the field he's changing Miretti after 46 minutes, because it was a wrong choice, because Miretti after Benfica never came back with facts on the field that he was the young promises that we believed he was. And he is, and he deserves to play games, but not starting against Sevilla in our home. Alexandro did some good games this season in a 3-man defense, not as a left back. If you decide to play him as a left back, it's wrong. If you decide to play Bonucci in that game over Gatti, it's wrong. And when Bonucci went out because of an injury and you play Gatti, Gatti is the one that is bringing you that 97th minute goal, that is opening the belief for a return game that you totally flopped. But that's another story. We will come back on that. So the coach is wrong. And it was not the first time, and that's why I'm saying Sevilla, Juve, Sevilla are the picture of the entire season. Because how many times was he right, but how many times was he also wrong? Max Allegri. You receive a goal against, you concede a goal, and you're not able to react. Mentally, you're paralyzed, you are frozen. against Sevilla in your home. You are not able to react. And how many times this season did it happen? The stats are showing it. How many times a goal conceded meant a loss or a draw? How many times a victory? How many times were we really able to react, home or away, when we conceded a goal? You have no energy to say, okay, we forget about it and we fight. This is the mirror, the picture of the season. When you try, because Sevilla decided to give us the ball, it's probably even worse, because you have no idea what to do. You have the ball and you have no idea what to do. Look at the stats of that pass accuracy in the two games. Playing at home, you have 77% in total. 77 is really low. 66 when you are in opposition half. It's absolutely reflecting the fact that you have no idea. And it's even worse in Sevilla. 73% pass accuracy in total, 62 in opposition half. With quality players like Di Maria, Chiesa, with so many quality players, Rabiot, Locatelli, Fagioli, you are not able to be accurate in your pass, the basic, the fundamental of football. Mentally weak because you are not able to react, and you don't react. And probably a silent tifo that is absolutely not helping. Compare the supporters, the tifo at home in the Allianz Stadium with the one away in the stadium of Sevilla, all dressed with one color. This is the message of unity. It starts with that. When I'm watching Dortmund, I see all of them in yellow. If I'm watching Sevilla, they are all in red. If I'm watching other teams in Europe, they are having the shirt of their team. And they are showing unity. They are all singing. Not one sector, the entire stadium. This will be a priority for the management next season. How can we gain back our tifosi? And there are a million ways to gain them back, but we have to really think about it, because we need our 12th man. I saw with my eyes, with my ears, with my appearance, with my presence in the Curva Nord, how it was in 2011. We were the 12th man. We have to do it. Because yesterday, when they were down Sevilla 1-0, they continued to believe, but also because they were pushed by that one voice, a voice of 43,000 supporters that were pushing. The big men that were missing in both games is probably also what we missed in the entire season. In the first game, we missed Vlahovic, we missed Di Maria. At the 60th minute, they were out. It remember and remind us that Coppa Italia games against Inter. I was there, I watched them. They were not able to answer, to give the answers that we were expecting from these men. Vlahovic, the center of the project. Di Maria, the one that needed to give us that quality, but also that experience of a man that knows how to play in Europe, in the world, a World Cup winner. Yesterday, they were missing Di Maria, Cuadrado, the experienced one, the senior, the one that wants to have a renewal of a contract. Federico Chiesa. You can still find excuses for Federico Chiesa. And it's true, he comes back from an injury and he will need time. I always told I'm not counting on Federico Chiesa. For the people that are saying, but Allegri, why is he not starting? We saw the answers in the last games of Federico Chiesa. Frustrated player with himself because he's not able to, at the moment, come back to the level he wanted yesterday. A big part of the loss is on him. That ball that is missing. And it's not a dribble. It's not physical strength. Yesterday, just that in that moment he's doing the wrong choice. Like a lot of us did so many wrong choices this season. Well, the man that we were waiting for that could have given us a bit more, they disappeared. Pogba disappeared. When? Before the start of the season. Pogba, the one that gave us the illusion, a big word this season, illusion, thinking that you can do it, like that 1-1 of Federico Gatti at the 97th minute, like the goal of Vlahovic yesterday. You have the illusion that you can do, but it's just an illusion, because when you start to approach that illusion and you want to touch it, it disappears. Momentums, look at the momentum of yesterday, How many times did we give the possession? But all the stats this year were for the opponents. Ball possession, physical duels, aerial and on the ground, pass accuracy, every single stat. The corner yesterday was 18 and so much at the moment to 1. The passive behavior after scoring a goal, but even before scoring a goal, and let's not say after scoring a goal, passive behavior, standing so low with your average block. We tried at a certain moment, Bologna, Lecce, to go a bit more up, and then that's where you have an unbalanced team. But if your coach is putting your team so low, it works one time. It worked with Roma yesterday, by the way. It works 2 times, it works 3 times, but you can't be so low at the 60th minute. How many times did it happen? And if you are so low from the 60th minute until the 90th, you will concede. It is written. It is a certainty that you will concede. This is on the coach that was not able to give them that, because you are waiting for that moment of brilliance, for that set piece, for that free kick, for that corner kick, and it's not enough, my friends. I could even speak about injuries and bad luck that we are pairing. If Pogba was bad luck in the first big injury of the season, it's because of him that he's not coming back. If Bonucci has a disaster season because of his age, because of everything he gave in the past in 500 appearances with Juventus, it's bad luck. Yesterday, Fagioli is bad luck. One of the most informed of that game, of that midfield, that after that goal against Cremonese was there. Again, after the Sassuolo and the Napoli episodes, after the tears of Nicolo, he was back yesterday, bam, the shoulder. And we have to rely on a man, Paredes, that didn't do even that bad when he entered, but on a man that we are sure that he will not be there next season, because we will send him back. That's what we are relying on the 19th of May, of people that will not be there next season. A big problem. If Szczesny is your MVP yesterday, there is a problem. But I will tell you more when I'm saying you it's the mirror of the season. You know who was MVP in September? Mattia Perin. And I'm happy for the kids that they are able to lift the trophy of MVP. But I don't remember Buffon being MVP. I don't remember Peruzzi being MVP, Tacconi. I don't remember these guys being MVP for one reason. Because the balls were not even arriving to them. They didn't need to save anything. When your goalkeepers are MVP of a month or of a particular game, c'est pas bon, hein? It's not good. Guys, now we go to the... a last point before going to the other one. Players, when I told you mentally weak, you felt it in front of the goal, because yesterday, Di Maria, what is he doing in front of the goal? At the 26th minute, what is he doing? This is unacceptable. But it's not over, eh? Adrien Rabiot at the 54th minute. 94th minute, Federico Chiesa alone in front of the goal. 110 minute, Federico Chiesa again. And this is also the picture of the entire season. So now we go to the question of Tutto Sport. It's not even a question, it's Tutto Sport. Juve ricomincia da capo. Juventus starts from the start. Start all over again. With an exclamation point. Well, my biggest problem is the words of Max yesterday. Because after the game he's saying, più di così non potevamo fare. More than that, we couldn't do. And you know what? I believe him. And that's worrying. Because if you say, change the coach, and you start back. If you say, change Di Maria, and you start back. If you say, find a replacement for Pogba, and you start back. Change this. You have the solution, you start. But the worst thing is that it's the truth. With the entire Juventus management, technical staff, fitness staff, J-Medical, players, starters, bench player, youth, we couldn't do more. And when I'm telling you, pick your weapons and fight, you have to choose the right one. The first one will be what we do with Di Maria. Because he's open to discuss with Juve. Rabiot will not discuss with Juve. You lost him. Choose wisely. Is it necessary to give that many million to a player that yesterday didn't do the difference when we were waiting for him? But it's not over. Huh? We have other problems. First, the management of the field. And then they have to start today choosing the right sporting management, because at the moment we have no sporting management. De Laurentiis is doing difficult, we don't care. Find a solution. Is it Giuntoli? It's Giuntoli with a team, a sporting team. It's not Giuntoli, find another one. But that will be the priority. Not the players, not the mercato, not the coach. First the off the field, then the sporting director. Then the fitness before thinking about the coach. Fitness, physical, technical staff. I want other people. I want people more than Haaland, more than Mbappé, more than Gundogan, than Toni Kroos, than Valverde, than whatever player or coach. I want a physical staff that is able to keep our players healthy for an entire season. That a player like Fagioli do not need to rest after playing 3 games. An Ealing Jr. that needs to play from the 1st until the 95th minute, running without giving up. I need players that are able to start a season and finish the season, because yesterday they were on their knee again. We knew it when we went into the extra time that it was over, because Juventus had no mental energy and no legs. And that's important. Then you find, with the sporting director and management, you find the right coach. Whoever it is, you need to change, you change. But you find the right coach that is aligned with that sporting idea. What is the sporting idea? And you go. You want to give the chance to a young, you go with a young. But you stand behind him. You want to change and go to an experienced foreign person, you go, but you stand behind him. Whatever decision you take, you stand behind it. And that's where you start thinking about mercato. But first, when you took this decision, you have to think about the tifo, what I told you in the beginning of the season. Tifo, supporters, what do you have to do to come back? We have to be again united like this, with different opinions, but united in the stadium, out of the stadium. But we have to be again proud to be Juventini. And then you think about the mercato. I don't want names, guys. Today I don't want to hear names. Today I want to start from 2 players, Fagioli and Federico Gatti. Nicolo Fagioli, that is coming from the youth and did La Gavetta, the steps to arrive at Juventus, and deserving on the field. He deserves on the field to be a starter of next season at Juventus. With mistakes like Sassuolo and Napoli, but he deserves to be a starter of Juventus. Because I had trust in that guy yesterday. I knew he was giving every single drop of sweat yesterday. I want to believe in a Gatti that probably will need a bit more experience, even more in Serie A. But I need a Gatti that after the game is on his legs in tears. Because he's giving everything. Because he knows what it is to work, that work ethic. And I would even add, I want to continue with a Szczesny, a Perin, a Pinsoglio. Why am I saying Szczesny? Because yesterday after the game on the microphones, he was not hiding. He was speaking as a real leader. And he said, we are at the moment not organized and we have to put organization. This is what I was telling you. Juventus needs to start again, organizing everything, picking the right battles and start to fight again. It was a long video with a lot of talks. I hope you find all your answers, because we went through management, to coach, to fitness staff, to players, to supporters, ourselves. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you. Grazie. Forza. Juve.